What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Litecoin today, LTC. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, all right? Here we are at about $128 right now on a weekly basis. We have dropped a lot, but a lot less than the average crypto. That's for damn sure, right? If you look at this thing on a daily basis, February 3rd, all the way back here, this immaculate drop that the whole market experienced, the rest of the market decided to revisit these lows. Some of these coins, a lot of them even, went below those lows, slightly below or dramatically below. Litecoin, however, you just held up. You held up rather well, and you didn't even your drop yesterday. While most of the market was, or at least some of the top 100 coins were dropping a lot, you only dropped 9.9%, and you wicked back up, and you closed the day green. Man, you did better than Bitcoin throughout this whole last week. It's crazy. It's crazy. Actually, how much are you up? You're down 1.6% right now. What's Bitcoin this week? Yeah, it's down 11%. You guys, this is a good indication. Litecoin's about to get frisky, man. LTC versus BTC. If we look at that on the Bitcoin time frame, or the Litecoin versus Bitcoin on the weekly chart here, it looks like, I don't know about you guys, but if this was any kind of chart for any kind of crypto or any kind of stock or whatever, I would be very excited for what's about to happen. You're about to see a rapid expansion up to your prior support areas. If not, prior resistance areas, which were also prior support areas. If not, the next step higher, you're going to go up a lot in a very, very short amount of time, you guys. If we're at this price now, okay, going over to here, and I say price because it is priced in Bitcoin, okay, that would be an 85% move versus Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin moves up 80%, Litecoin's going to move up 85% more, which would be like 160%, right? If we move up up to this high, which is at these areas of support and this area of resistance, that's 152% versus Bitcoin. If it moves up all the way over here, and I have no doubt that it will at some point get up to these areas, any and all of them, but the minimum one is at least 85%. If Bitcoin moves to where I think it's going to move to, right, by the end of, how long would this take? This, if we're on a weekly basis here, you're looking damn parabolic, man. I mean, it could take a while for you to get up there. It doesn't have to happen by the end of April, but I bet you could be up there by the end of April. If Bitcoin, and if not earlier, I mean, maybe you're there in 3 weeks. Who knows? Maybe it's a rapid expansion right now. Sometimes when you expand versus Bitcoin, it looks like you actually only know one pace, and that's pretty fast. Although this is rather reminiscent of what we're doing now. That could be what we're doing. It depends. I don't know why my camera keeps going out, you guys. Let me see if I can fix that real quick. It's the weirdest thing. It's like my phone keeps losing connection with the Wi-Fi, but everything else is connected to the Wi-Fi, and the Wi-Fi is on. So it's something with my phone. But I have a nice phone. I have a really nice phone, so I don't get it. But whatever. We'll figure it out. 85% would mean then if Bitcoin moves up to where I think it's going to be by the end of March. Let's just say it's by the end of March. I think Bitcoin would at least be at about 135K, if not higher. So 135K is at 58%. If Litecoin were to move up 85% more, then that would be 50, let's just say 60 plus 85 is 145%, right? Litecoin here, LTC USD. 50 plus 85. Sorry, 60 plus 85 is 145%. It's rather anticlimactic, isn't it? 145% of a move. 145%, let's see. That would take you all the way up to about $315, which, to be completely fair, is the kind of base area that I would expect Litecoin to move up to. Yeah, that makes sense to me, man. That makes a lot of sense to me, and I would expect that this does happen by the end of March, which actually leaves room, because I expect that Bitcoin and crypto will continue to move up through April. That leaves you to go higher, because that makes sense to me for end of March targets. But if you continue higher, and I think you will, just looking at the trend here, it's not that you have to go above these highs, but likely you at least return to some kind of area around this trend line, which this low, I guess, to be completely fair from where you are, that would be where you would go. Oh no, man. If you go to that low, you're breaking above that trend line. So that trend line, yeah. Oh yeah. And depending on how you draw, if you want to draw it here, okay, that trend line's up there, but then that only adds to the cause that you would go up higher. But if you shave it down, you try to make it as tight fit, even if you take it from these highs over here, you guys, Litecoin's about to break its downtrend versus Bitcoin. That's what's going to happen. Because to go to just these areas here, you would have to break above your trend line. And if you break above your trend line, you're certainly not stopping there. You're certainly going higher. Okay, cool. Yeah, man. Oh yeah, this is good because this is what we're expecting, right? We want to see that. That's good. That agrees with everything that we've been saying. Litecoin is inevitably going to see new all-time highs. This is the cycle, you guys, where Litecoin will break out to new all-time highs. Make no mistake, my friends. While it's been a boring time, while you're getting laughed at, just like the people who were holding XRP or XLM were getting laughed at, you will soon be vindicated. Everybody's going to go from laughing at you to be like, how did you know to invest in Litecoin before it got up to $600? Well, it only gave you opportunity after opportunity, man. I think it's going to rip right up to its all-time highs. I think it's not stopping at 315. I think you're going to rip right up. I'm very confident, you guys. At a minimum, $300. Genuinely, I think you're going to break above $300 on this next move by the end of March. If not, at the latest, sometime in April. But I can't help but think you're going to move up fast, really, really fast here in a very short amount of time. It could be the middle of March that you're up here, man, just like 2 or 3 weeks from now. But whenever it comes to April, you're going to see new all-time highs. I think you will see new all-time highs in April. I'm fairly confident on that, genuinely. And where would that take you? Where would those new all-time highs take you? At least relatively immediately, right? By the end of the cycle, we're expecting targets that are worth several $1,000s. But high to low, I mean, maybe dude, you could be on a warpath right now, Litecoin, all the way up to $772 by the end of April, right? There will be plenty of cryptos that move up more than that. There's going to be plenty of cryptos that move up less than that, you guys. And that's just the minimum target if you were to see this fib, if you were to break out to new highs. That move right there, 500%, that's about what XLM saw whenever it broke out of its multi-cycle consolidation phase, or whenever it had its kind of breakout move. It could do something like what XRP did, and that would still take you like right up to these highs. You guys, I do think you'll stop between 300 and 400, but there's a decent chance you might not. But even if you do stop there, which I think you will stop between 300, 318 and 413, I think you would stop there for a very short amount of time, like maybe sometime in the end of March, consolidate for 2 or 3 weeks, and then by the end of April, you continue higher, going up to these areas. I don't know, man. I'm looking at this thing just amazed because it's good. A healthy Litecoin is good for the crypto economy. It really is. And if people don't get that, they haven't been around long enough, and that's okay. Generally speaking, Litecoin doing well, Ethereum doing well, XRP doing well. These are all Solana can be thrown in the mix. These are all indicators of a healthy environment in crypto. You want to see your legacy coins doing well, right? The coins that have been around, that have maintained relevance, right? If it's not relevant to you, that's okay. But I mean, Litecoin, whether you like it or not, is one of the highest used cryptos by merchants. It's got the most merchant acceptance. Like, it's in the top 3 for most merchant acceptance. You know what I mean? It's a very relative crypto. So whether you hate it, whether you love it, whatever, man, it doesn't matter because it is what it is, and it's not going away. And this thing it's a staple in the crypto community, man. It really, whenever it does well, I think it's going to be good for the altcoin markets as well. Weekly RSI looking great. 3-day RSI looking neutral, but on the better end of neutral, that's for sure. I'm expecting that you break out any moment now, you guys, and I don't know. I mean, it's completely fair and valid that we can talk about the targets that are more relative to this, right? From a high to a low. Not that low, but this low here. We can talk about 170. We can talk about 200. We can talk about everything up until $315 or above, right? But genuinely, I think it's not even worth it. I don't even think it's worth mentioning these prices because it's going to be so short-lived. Your time between this area here and that area up there, it's going to be so short-lived that I think it's only worth talking about targets that are above $300 at this point. I don't know. I'm getting giddy. I feel like I'm just looking at this thing and I'm just like gushing over it. So I'm going to stop talking. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I do believe that Litecoin is about to make a rather immaculate recovery from here, and we'll see how it goes throughout the month of March. Okay, take care. Bye bye.